Have you ever noticed how one tiny little detail can spark a storm of questions? Like, something so small, yet it sets the internet on fire. That's exactly what happened with Johnny Depp recently. People weren't talking about a movie role, or even his music, no. They were focused on his hand. Or more specifically, the ring on his hand. Now, Johnny Depp has always had this larger-than-life aura. He's mysterious, he's unpredictable, he's artistic. But when fans spotted him wearing a ring that looked just a little too personal, too significant, the speculation began instantly. Could this be more than just another one of his many rings? Could it actually mean engagement? And if so, is Yulia Vlasova the secret fiancée no one saw coming? See, that's the fascinating thing about Johnny. He's not someone who runs to the press every time something happens in his personal life. He's private. He's careful. Which makes moments like these feel even bigger, because it's almost like the only clues we get are the ones he chooses to show us. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good mystery when it comes to celebrities, especially someone like Johnny Depp? So, let's talk about it. Let's slow down, rewind, and unpack this whole ring moment. Because once you hear the details, you might start wondering the same thing: was that ring just an accessory, or was it a message? It all started with this appearance where Johnny showed up, looking as stylish and cool as ever, but the camera zoomed in on his hand, and there it was. The ring. Now, here's the thing, Johnny Depp wearing jewelry is nothing new. He's practically famous for his love of accessories. Rings, necklaces, hats, it's part of his identity. He's been doing it for decades. But this one ring felt different. You know when something just doesn't look like the usual? That's what fans noticed. It wasn't just a bold fashion piece. It had that personal, meaningful vibe, the kind of ring that whispers, this isn't just decoration. This means something. And that's when the name Yulia Vlasova started coming up. Now, Yulia isn't one of those loud, flashy personalities who constantly chase the spotlight. She's the opposite. She's quiet, private, elegant. Which makes her such an interesting figure in Johnny's story. Because while Hollywood is filled with drama and constant headlines, Yulia seems to exist just outside of that chaos. And in some ways, that makes her the perfect match for someone like Johnny, who's probably had enough media frenzy to last a lifetime. Fans began connecting the dots: Johnny's ring, Yulia by his side in certain moments, the timing of it all. Was this his way of sending a silent signal? Instead of posting a photo with a caption, instead of giving interviews, maybe he just let the ring do the talking. And honestly, doesn't that sound like something Johnny Depp would do? But of course, with Johnny, nothing is ever straightforward. He's unpredictable. He's layered. And that's why the internet basically exploded with theories. Some people are convinced, yes, it's an engagement ring, case closed. Others are like, no, this is just Johnny being Johnny, expressing himself through his jewelry. And then there are people who think he might even be playing with us, like he knows the world is obsessed with his love life, so why not stir the pot a little and see what happens? And you know what? That last theory isn't so far-fetched. Celebrities sometimes use symbolism, fashion choices, even accessories, to test public reaction before making something official. Think about it, a ring can send the internet into overdrive without anyone saying a word. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what's happening here. Now let's step back for a second and really think about Johnny Depp's history with rings. He's worn them for decades. But usually, they weren't romantic. They were symbolic, about art, about characters he played, about his personality. That's why this one stands out. It doesn't fit the usual Depp ring category. It feels too intimate. And when you add Yulia into the picture, it suddenly makes sense why people are calling it a possible engagement ring. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Johnny is not a man who wears his heart on his sleeve in obvious ways. He prefers silence. He prefers actions over words. So when he does something as simple as wearing a ring, it can feel more powerful than 100 interviews. It's like, instead of saying, "Yes, I'm in love," he just lets you notice it. And Yulia Vlasova, what a mystery she is. She doesn't court attention. She doesn't post everything online. And that adds to the intrigue. If she and Johnny are really together, if this is really an engagement, it would explain why the ring moment felt so important. It's not just about jewelry. It's about connection. It's about a quiet announcement without the noise of press conferences and tabloids. Of course, we can't ignore the fans. Because the moment the ring was spotted, theories started spreading like wildfire. Some people are already planning their "Congratulations Johnny" posts. Others are skeptical, saying maybe it's just a way of honoring someone special, or even a tribute to himself, like a symbol of personal growth. And honestly, all of those theories could be true. With Johnny, it's never just black or white. Now, here's a fun little thought. What if the ring isn't about romance at all? What if it's Johnny's way of making a statement about independence? Celebrities have been known to wear rings as self-promises, commitments to themselves. And given everything Johnny's been through over the years, wouldn't it make sense if he chose to honor his own journey with something symbolic? That's why this mystery is so fascinating. It's not just about whether he's engaged. It's about what the ring really means, and how it fits into Johnny's story. But let's be honest, the timing, the person, the symbolism, it's just too perfect to ignore. Whether it's love, self-expression, or a playful tease to the media, Johnny knows exactly what he's doing. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. So here's the big question, is Yulia Vlasova really Johnny Depp's secret fiancée? Or are we all just reading way too much into a piece of jewelry? That's the beauty of it, we don't know for sure. But the fact that we're even asking shows how much one small detail can capture everyone's imagination. And I'd love to know what you think. Do you believe that ring is a quiet love announcement? Or is it just another Depp fashion choice, like all the others he's worn before? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, I seriously love reading your theories. And hey, if you enjoyed peeling back this Hollywood mystery with me, then you'll want to stick around. Because Johnny's love stories, his quiet moments, his unexpected twists, they're always full of surprises. In fact, our next deep dive is all about his most unexpected love story, and trust me, you won't want to miss that one. So before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with a friend who loves a good celebrity mystery, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next big reveal. Because at the end of the day, sometimes the smallest details, like a ring, end up telling the biggest stories.